The moment I stepped on campus, I did the tour. All it took was for me to get here, and I knew I wanted to be an ore digger.
I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and never really thought about coming up to the mountains, and as soon as I got out here, I just couldn't say no.
The mines community can be really summed up in kind of like 2 words, just a bunch of nerds, but in a good way. We all understand each other and we all know how to build off of each other, and I don't feel like there's a conflict. It's like a community that works together to progress together.
Being an ore digger means working hard and spending all of those hours doing something that other people would probably give up on.
I know there's the nerd kind of stereotype, but I think it's not so much exceptionally smart kids, but just kids that are determined and want to work hard, and they have goals and they're driven.
The reputation of Mines is so strong around the community. When people hear I went to Mines, they're excited for me. They want to hear about my adventure.
When I was a first-year student, my mom told me to join a bunch of stuff and say yes to a bunch of things, and I really took it to heart. Getting involved provides an outlet for you to do other things. It provides an outlet for you to meet other people, to form friendships, to figure out maybe interests that are outside of engineering.
I like the spirit of Mines, kind of a little bit of a rowdy school in terms of we like our sports teams, we like to cheer. The M climb is a great tradition.
My most memorable experience at Mines was the M climb, getting to carry my 10-pound rock up the mountain and seeing kind of the student organizations and clubs that are prevalent on the Mines campus and singing the fight song. I remember that day I was just really excited to start school, and it set me off right into my college career.
My most rewarding experience here has been joining Army ROTC. They're just another part of that great community that I've found that's been so supportive of me along the whole way.
You know, just being around the people here and just working with people, I've come to an understanding that we can achieve a lot together, and if you know, put all our minds together, the possibilities are endless.
Being an ore digger is just having that drive to change the world and understanding that being an engineer, we have a lot of responsibilities. I'm really down for changing the world and being a game changer.
For me, my next step is you know, just continue to pursue my passions that I've discovered here.
I am most excited about taking my degree and putting it into a field where I can really impact the livelihoods of other people.
I've been like itching to get out into the world and like follow my dreams. I can't wait to graduate.
I came to Mines to be an engineer, and I'm leaving Mines a hell of an engineer.
I came to Mines basically by myself as a commuter student, but I'm leaving Mines with a family that I'll have for a plethora amount of years.
I came to Mines a little bit scared, wondering if I was good enough to be able to make it through this school. I'm leaving Mines just confident that through hard work, through determination, you can set out and achieve your goals.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for this opportunity. I've learned so much, and I owe it all to you.
Thank you to all the faculty at Mines for really pushing me and for teaching me so many amazing things.
We're here, we made it. Let's go do something with our degrees for the better good.
We've had so many great memories together. We're going to keep making those memories, so I look forward to the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the platform party. The platform party is entering from the left side of Lockridge Arena and is led by Dr. John Spear, Faculty Distinguished Lecturer, and Dr. Marcelo Somoza, Faculty Senate President. Dr. Spear is carrying the University Mace, a symbol of knowledge authority dating to the 13th century. Mines' mace is made of rosewood, brass, bronze, and silver, and weighs 16 pounds, topped by Blaster, our beloved school mascot. Dr. Somoza is carrying a replica of the 16th century book, The De Re Metallica, widely considered to be the foundational book on mining and metallurgy. This book represents the body of knowledge shared by Mines faculty and students, and its opening and closing on stage indicate the beginning and closing of today's ceremony. Platform Party members include President Paul Johnson, Provost Dr. Rick Holtz, Distinguished Speaker and Vice Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Tim Haddon, Department Heads, Vice Provosts, and Vice Presidents, members of the Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees, including alumnus and Chairman Tom Jordan, alumna and trustee Patty Starzer, alumnus and trustee Charlie McNeil, faculty trustee Linda Batalora, and student trustee Henzel Kleeman. Continuing our processional are Mines faculty, followed by our bachelor's degree candidates. Today, we are conferring 286 bachelor's degrees. The flags on stage represent the home nations of our graduates, including Angola, Comanche Nation, China, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, and the United States of America. Please remain standing until all of our graduating students have entered Lockridge Arena. Please remain standing for our national anthem performed by the Colorado School of Mines singing group, the Natural Miners, joined by graduates of the music program.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing as the Natural Miners will perform the Colorado School of Mines alma mater. The alma mater opens convocation and begins commencement, marking the transition from Mines students to Mines alumni. You can find the alma mater's lyrics on page 2 of your program.
Raise your voices, engineers, your devotion sing to the greatest school of mines. Let the chorus ring. Hail to thee, CSM, to our hearts most dear. Every miner lauds thy name, and every engineer. Honor, glory to thy name, these we pledge anew. While we live to sing thy fame, alma mater true. Hail to thee, school of mines, silver and the blue. Every miner sings thy praise, O alma mater true.
Please be seated. Please welcome the 17th president of the Colorado School of Mines, Dr. Paul Johnson.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for being here on this special morning. How about another round of applause for the Natural Miners? On behalf of Colorado School Mines, it's my great honor to welcome you here to our 2019 mid-year commencement ceremony. Whether it took you 10 minutes to get here because you live in Golden, or you flew here from Texas, California, Maryland, or Michigan, or you traveled from Malaysia or other international origins, or you are watching us on the live internet feed, we appreciate your participation in helping us celebrate the great accomplishments of our newest graduates. It was only a few years ago that these graduates assembled early one morning in August to carry their 10-pound rocks up to the M on Mount Zion. Their path was up, 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 and lined with water-wielding and fight song-singing upper-class students. When they finally reached the M, they added their rocks to those of the generations of mine students who preceded them. And then, as is tradition, they painted the rocks and each other. The M climb was their welcome to the mines community and the symbolic start of their mines education. It was the first of the many challenges that these graduates overcame on their path to this ceremony today. With that memory in mind, we'd like to start with a moment of reflection offered up by student Megan Graff, who's graduating today with a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. Please welcome Megan to the podium.
Members of the faculty and administration, fellow students, family, and friends, it is my honor and privilege to offer an invocation for this commencement ceremony. As we gather today to celebrate our academic achievements, we are aware that not all of the friends and family who shared in and supported our journeys are with us today. Before I lead us in prayer, would you please join me for a moment of silent reflection? Let us pray. Almighty God, bless this fine institution, Colorado School of Mines, that it may be a lively center for sound learning, new discovery, and the pursuit of wisdom. Grant that those who teach and those who learn may find joy in all their endeavors. As we celebrate the completion of our studies today, we ask for guidance in the days to come. Whether further studies, the workforce, or the wider world beckon, may we all live lives fulfilled and that bless each other and contribute to society. We thank you for our dear friends and family who shared in and supported our educational journey and for always believing in us. We thank you for the freedoms we enjoy to pursue learning and life and love. Constantly raise our eyes from the mundane and predictable to catch a glimpse of the glorious possibilities of adventure and discovery. Give us humble, thankful hearts for all the blessings of this life. In sincerity, we ask these things. Amen.
We have like the coolest podium in the world. All right. Those of you who are familiar with this university know that for the past 145 years, Mines has focused on producing the top scientists and engineers, industry leaders, entrepreneurs, and the knowledge and innovations that the world needs. A Mines degree instantly commands respect. It communicates a strong work ethic and perseverance and indicates that you are resilient, a great team player, and that you're ready to tackle anything. Might also say something about your ability to go for days without food, exercise, or sleep, but we're not going to get into that here. Alumni affectionately say it was tough to get into Mines, but even tougher to get out. Mines students have to rely on each other as well as their friends, coworkers, and family for support and encouragement. Because of that, I'd like to give the class of 2019 an opportunity to thank all of you here today who played critical roles in the successes. Okay, class of 2019, are you out there? I don't think so. Class of 2019, are you out there? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna need your help on this part. So we needed to wake you up there, I guess. So I'm gonna ask 3 groups in the audience to stand. I'm gonna talk to them for 10 seconds each or so. At the end of that, I'm gonna give you a signal. And then you're going to be very vocal in your thoughts of appreciation for the folks who are here today, okay? You didn't think you'd have to actually do anything, did you? It's like, but I practiced walking across the stage. I didn't know what else I was supposed to do. Okay, so we'll see how if this works out good. So first, will the parents of our graduates please stand? Parents are pretty easy to spot at graduation. They're bursting with pride, and many are already wiping away tears that started during the procession. So let's be honest, how many of you got choked up already at the beginning of the ceremony? Yep, absolutely. You raised amazing sons and daughters. They care a lot about each other and our planet's future, and they are bright, creative, energetic, and well, maybe a little quirky. After all, how many school students would name their dining area the periodic table? Or have a marching band that performs a Splitting the Atom homecoming halftime show? And where else will students get up early on a Friday? They are excused from classes just for a burrito, an ice cream sandwich, and to pull an ore cart down Colfax to the state capitol. Thank you for supporting and encouraging your sons and daughters to enroll and persist at Mines. Let's do that part again. So I'm going to point, I would suggest, because they're your parents, stand up and turn around and look at them and cheer for them, okay? So 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, I think we got this down now. Okay, next, will the friends, siblings, other relatives, and significant others please stand? Okay, let's face it, you are the distractions. Maybe you are the reasons why that 4-year bachelor's degree actually took 5 or 6 or more years. You were probably the ones these graduates were texting to while in class, or perhaps you enticed them to ditch class altogether and hit the trails, head to the ski slopes, or make the short tour at the brewery a weekly event. Thank you for supporting and distracting our graduates and keeping them grounded and connected to the real world. We're doing good here. All right, now will the faculty, staff, and leadership of Colorado School Minds and Colorado School Minds, the Foundation, please stand. You are the ones that deliver on our mission to educate, inspire, and innovate, and the reason Minds is consistently ranked in the top 5% of all public universities. You teach, advise, inspire, support, and raise scholarship support for our graduates. I like to brag that the Wall Street Journal named our faculty the tops across all U.S. public universities for their balanced dedication to scholarly research and classroom instruction. Congratulations on that. Congratulations for all that you do to help prepare our graduates for their careers in life beyond Minds. Okay, finally, will members of the Colorado School Minds Board of Trustees please stand? This is an incredibly accomplished group, appointed by the Governor of Colorado and entrusted by the state legislature with the future of Minds. They are scientists, engineers, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and business leaders who believe deeply in the transformative power of a Minds degree and are dedicated to Minds success. Now, graduates, before you do your clapping and thanks on this part, just want to let you know they do have to approve your degrees later this morning, so make them feel good about that, okay? All right, thank you. Okay, thanks, graduates. You did a great job there. In wrapping up this welcome, I'd like to direct a few comments specifically to you. You are special to Minds and to me. Most of you started at Minds when I did. We first met here in Lockridge Arena during convocation, and the next morning we did the M-Climb together. As we got to know you better, we learned that you came to Minds from all over the globe. Many from Colorado, but others from places like Scottsdale, Arizona, North Oaks, Minnesota, San Antonio, Texas, Stillwater, Oklahoma, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Tallahassee, Florida, and international origins like Malaysia and China. We also learned that you came to Minds from a variety of family backgrounds. For example, about 15% of you are the first ever in your family history to earn a college degree. If you are a first-generation student, would you please stand and we'll clap for you again? Yeah. Thank you, that's a great accomplishment. Your transcripts won't fully characterize your time at Minds, and some of you will probably be glad to hear that. What you did outside the classroom is equally important and will impact Minds and others around the world for years to come. You continued our long-standing traditions like the M-Climb and E-Days, even riding down a near-frozen Clear Creek this year in cardboard boats in a snowstorm. You created and led our new student-driven traditions like Ordigger Camp to welcome and onboard first-year students. You gave a lot of yourselves. You helped communities locally and in other countries through your capstone design projects and the Hike for Help and Minds Without Borders organizations. You created new prosthetics and adaptive technologies to improve people's lives. You inspired others to pursue STEM degrees through Girl Scouts and K-12 outreach events. You raised funds for valuable causes like heart, health, and literacy, often very creatively. like convincing friends and the president to do the polar plunge into Clear Creek. You were peer mentors, residence assistants, and campus leaders. You created the Blaster Design Factory and started the Minds Maker Society. You enriched our campus through your art, music, creative writing, and acting. You also showed the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference and the rest of the nation that teams comprised entirely of engineers and scientists can win at the highest level of athletic competition and do it with class on the field, court, mat, and track. You gave us new points of pride through your awards in regional, national, international competitions. You won first place in IEEE's regional robotics competition, first place at ASCE's regional concrete canoe competition, the grand prize at NASA's Collegiate Deep Space Competition, and this fall, a Minds student team was #1 at the International Solar Decathlon Competition. In addition, for the past 4 straight years, you made us the top athletic program in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. And I anticipate that next week, when the newest Learfield Directors' Cup scores come out, we will be ranked #1 out of more than 300 NCAA Division II athletic programs. So congratulations on all your accomplishments. Speaking of points of pride, you will be the last students to ever graduate from Minds this decade. You also likely hold the official Minds record for the most canceled class days ever due to snow. You're welcome. And according to Lumosity, you are brainier than students at Harvard, Princeton, and Stanford, and pretty much every other school in the country. If what you've done at Minds is any indication, you have the potential to be one of those magical classes that universities point to many years after graduation. Anyone who has spent time with you knows that once you get going and assert your leadership, then the world's going to be okay. After today, you are all heading in different directions, to jobs locally and around the world, to graduate studies at Minds and other prestigious universities, and even to China as part of an international scholars program. Wherever you are going, I want you to know that the Minds faculty, staff, leadership, alumni, and trustees recognize your significant accomplishments and are proud to call you graduates of Colorado School of Minds. I hope that you share and always carry that pride with you wherever you go in life and your career. And as you make your mark in the world, I hope that you find some way to help others to pursue their education dreams and that you stay engaged with Minds. You are all hell of engineers and ore diggers for life. Be proud of that. I ask you all to become Hell of a Minds alumni. Congratulations, and go Ore Diggers.
Good morning. My name is Dan Fox. I'm the Vice President of Student Life, and I'm honored to introduce our student speaker, Parker Bolstead. Parker is from Forest Hill, Maryland, and will be graduating today with a bachelor's degree in environmental engineering. Of course, that's pending approval of our Board of Trustees, so we'll see how his speech goes, so no pressure to you, Parker. During his time at Minds, Parker served on undergraduate student government, participated on our award-winning Ethics Bowl team, and was in the McBride Honors Program. Last year, Parker was the lead peer mentor for all CSM 101 sections for our incoming first-year students, and he was a camp counselor at our Ore Digger camp. Parker was the recipient of this year's Distinguished Military Graduate Award and the University Ethics Scholar Award. He will be commissioned later today into the United States Army. Thank you, Parker, for your impending service. Upon graduation, Parker plans to spend months hiking the Appalachian Trail before he heads off to China to earn a master's degree in global affairs as a prestigious Schwarzman Scholar at Tsinghua University. As if all that wasn't enough, after earning his master's degree, Parker will be deployed to Fort Huachuca in Sierra Vista, Arizona, to begin his military training as a military intelligence officer. Please join me in welcoming Parker to the podium.
Oh, they already have my speech up. Okay. This is the point where I make a joke about me being short.
Okay, so friends, family, faculty, I would first and foremost like to thank you all for taking the time to come out here today. Truly, it's an honor to look out and see all of you here just to see me give this speech. And to the class of 2019, we've done it, but we were not alone on this journey. So like we did before, let's take a moment to thank those who have helped us along the way. So to our friends, our family, and the faculty here at Mines, thank you for your support. Now on to us. First and foremost, class, congratulations. Today is recognition of the hard work you've dedicated yourself to in the past few years. Some more years than others. At Mines, we've made friends and connections. We've learned the difference between Moore's Circle and Moore's Law. We complained about school, about too much snow on campus, never enough snow in the mountains, and never ever enough snow days. We cried over tests, and some of us cried over the fact that we couldn't find a girlfriend. As a class, we have conquered mountains and snowboarded down them, crossed ravines and tubed through them. We spent hours at a time at pint night, parties, club meetings, and competing in rec sports, trying to escape school. Unfortunately, I also remember the countless hours we spent late at night, hopped up on coffee, in a frantic attempt to make up for the time that we wasted at pint night, club meetings, parties, and rec sports. We all told fresh-faced high school seniors that the school was a trap during preview Mines, and we always complained that we had it worst. And yet, here we are, today, beaming, some from joy, others from bottomless mimosas. And right now, you all, like me, are probably a mix of emotions. Exuberant over what you've accomplished, a little nervous you'll trip as you walk across the stage, and a little confused at how you graduated at all. But before you cast all of these emotions off in a moment of ecstasy, I think it's important that we take stock of what we've accomplished and begin to look towards the future. So let's look at the past. It's been a long time since we came to Mines, and while many of the things we started with have disappeared, like the free short tours at Coors Brewery, we've amassed a lot of accolades along the way. Our NCAA sports teams have won over 30 RMAC championships since we've been here. Our cross-country team has twice won the NCAA D2 championship. Our Digger Loop team twice qualified for the Hyperloop final competition. Our Mines coding team twice competed at the International Intercollegiate World Programming Finals. And our Mines Ethics Bowl team qualified and competed at the national tournament for the 4th year in a row. I know the road we ventured down was hard. It was paved with D's, late nights, and a slew of existential crises. But we persevered. We borrowed Chegg accounts, collaborated on group assignments, managed to plagiarize ourselves by rehashing essay topics from one class to another, and we banged our head on the table as Long Kappa gave us red boxes for having one too many significant figures. And now, today, we're all smiling because we believe it's over. The pain, the suffering on our minds, our bodies, and our livers. But that's probably not true. The road ahead is likely filled with kids, angry emails, jobs, mortgages, and college debt from this institution. But the point I want to leave you with today is I don't think that's something to despair over. Challenge and strife is what makes accolades and achievements worth it. It's what makes joy so memorable. Take today. Take the pride you feel right now and the pride you felt this morning when you saw your mom cry, well, if it's my mom, weep, as she saw her baby boy grow up. What would this accomplishment be worth if it was easy? I doubt it would have been worth anything at all. And there's more. There's more to the value of struggle than just how it accentuates joy. Challenge makes us better people. Again, take Mines. Because of our time here, we're more thoughtful, more reliable, more knowledgeable, more talented, and most importantly, more skilled at pretending that we know what we're talking about. We have collectively grown through challenge, and we will continue to do so. So rather than running away from the future in fear of challenge, let us move towards it in pursuit of growth. As John Roberts, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, said to a class of graduating high schoolers, commencement speakers will typically wish you good luck and extend good wishes to you. I will not do that, and I'll tell you why. From time to time in the years to come, I hope you'll be treated unfairly, so you come to learn the value of justice. I hope that you will suffer betrayal, because that will teach you the importance of loyalty. I wish you bad luck, again from time to time, so that you'll be conscious of the role of chance that plays in your life, and understand that your success is not completely deserved, and the failure of others is not completely deserved either. I hope you'll be ignored, so you know the importance of listening, and I hope you'll have just enough pain to learn compassion. Whether I wish these things or not, they're going to happen, and whether you benefit from them or not depends upon your ability to see the message in your misfortunes. Class, life for all of us, even beyond college, is going to be full of vicissitudes, challenges, and stumbles. In those moments, it can be easy to give up. But today, if anything, is about remembering the value of challenge, struggle, and growth. And it's a day to remember the support others can lend us, have lent us, and will continue to lend us. Today, we're graduating from Mines, but we're not leaving the community. Instead, Mines is growing with us, with our ambitions and our desires. Wherever we go in the world, Mines and the community encompasses will be there with us as a stepping stone, as a foundation for growth, and as a guide rail to lean on. You may step away from Golden forever or until the next homecoming, but you'll never stop being an ore digger. And more importantly, the rest of us will never stop being your friends and colleagues. Together, by relying on each other for support, we can go out into the world ready to face the challenges that may lay ahead. And with the confidence we now have in ourselves and with Mines standing behind us, we can conquer those same challenges today and 20 years from now as ore diggers. Class of 2019, congratulations.
Great job, Parker. I think Parker's got some family here in the audience. Would you stand up for us? Here, stand up so we can clap for you. Here you go, yeah. I have to ask you a question, though. Was he argumentative as like a 4-year-old? Okay. Anybody who's spent any time with Parker would understand that question. What do you think, trustees? I think it's going to go good for you, Parker. So, it's interesting. You know, Parker said he's going to spend the next few months out on the Appalachian Trail. Usually start that around April-ish in Georgia, and then you head north is the typical way of doing that. I don't know if anybody in the audience has ever done the Appalachian Trail or parts of it, but one of the features of hiking the trail is you never give out your true name. So if you hike the Appalachian Trail, you pick a trail name, and when you talk to people, you only sort of say like whatever your trail name is. So if you get bored during the ceremony, think about trail names for Parker and just email them to him, and then he'll have something to choose from that. So anyway, great speech, and thank you, Parker, for doing that for us this morning. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Tim Haddon. Tim is President CEO of International Resource Management Company. He's a proud Mines alumnus and a member of Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees. Tim first arrived at Mines as an international student from what is now Zimbabwe. Imagine just sort of parachuting into Golden, Colorado from Africa. At the time Tim came, I can't imagine what that transition had to be like. But Tim survived here at Mines, and he earned his degree in mining engineering, then set off on more than 45 years of international mining and business experience, spanning activities in Africa, Australia, Southeast Asia, and North and South America. Today's program lists the numerous leadership positions that Tim has held during his career, and I don't have the time to read all those, but I did want to point out that Tim is known and respected on an international level for his outstanding professional accomplishments as a mining engineer, corporate executive, leader, and entrepreneur. His extensive work with environmental groups around the world is highly respected. He encourages communication and dialogue as it relates to sustainable mining and mine community development to ensure concerns are better understood. As an example of this, while CEO of Amex Gold Incorporated, the company was awarded the DuPont Environmental Excellence Award for exhibiting best environmental practices. To honor his work in mining leadership, environmental advocacy, and entrepreneurship, Tim was awarded the highly regarded William Lawrence Saunders Gold Medal from the American Institute of Mining, Metallurgical, and Petroleum Engineers. And if you look up that medal, you'll see a lot of pretty famous people who have won that. At about the same time, the Alacer Gold Corporation established the first ever endowed faculty chair in mining engineering at Mines in honor of Tim. After all that, you probably won't be surprised to learn that Tim was also selected by his alma mater to receive the Colorado School of Mines Distinguished Achievement Medal. Tim was appointed to the Board of Trustees and has been reappointed. His term comes up, I think, next year. It goes without saying that we are extremely proud of Tim's accomplishments. I'm personally appreciative of his very active engagement and advocacy for Mines, his honesty and encouragement, and the generous support he and his wife, Mary, have given to students and initiatives at Mines. If all that wasn't enough reason to clap for him, I will tell specifically for this class that for most of you, when you did your M-Climb hike, Tim was going up the mountain with you. So one of the few trustees I know who has made that climb in my time here along with me at Mines. So you should clap to him just for doing that in the first place. So please welcome Tim Haddon.
Thank you, President Johnson. Trustees, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2019, welcome and congratulations on your achievement. Now, I feel that I've been hard done by. Parker gave such an excellent speech and gave you so much good advice. There's not a heck of a lot for me to say. So listen to what Parker said. It's been nearly 50 years since I was in your position graduating from Mines. I remember a lot from that day. I remember I had a hangover from the celebrations the night before. I remember I had a serious girlfriend who I later married, and we will be celebrating our 50th anniversary in a little over a year. Thank you. I remember after the graduation ceremony being offered a job in the outback of Western Australia. But of all the things I remember, I don't have a clue who the commencement speaker was that day, and I certainly don't remember anything he said. So acknowledging that fact, if I can't make this speech memorable, I will certainly make it short. Commencement speakers are traditionally expected to tell graduates how to go out there and climb the ladder of success. But I want to ask you instead to redefine success, because the world you are headed into desperately needs it, and because you're up to the challenge. Your education at Mines has made it unequivocally clear that you're entitled to take your place in the world on equal footing and at the top of your field. But what I urge you to do is not just take your place on the top of the world, but to change the world. At the moment, our society's notion of success is largely comprised of two parts: money and power. In fact, success, money, and power have become practically synonymous. But it's time for a third metric, beyond money and power, one founded on well-being, wisdom, our ability to solve problems, and to give back. Money and power by themselves are a two-legged stool. You may balance on them for a while, but eventually you're going to topple over. And more people, very successful people, are toppling over. Basically, success, the way we've defined it, is no longer sustainable. It's no longer sustainable for human beings or for societies. To live the lives we want, and not just the ones we settle for, the ones societies define as successful, we need to include the third metric. The generations before you, Generation Zs and Millennials, have left you a hell of a mess to clean up and major problems to solve. To tackle the third metric, you'll have to address the problems of climate change, overpopulation, poverty, degradation of the land, sea, and air. These are problems that we baby boomers and other prior generations created and did not solve, for which I humbly apologize. The good news is that we've given you, the 2019 graduates, the tools to help solve these monumental problems and incorporate the third metric into the solutions. I have no doubt you will rise to the occasion. When you look back 50 years from now, I trust you will take pride in what you have helped humanity achieve in solving these problems. The tools you have to confront the planet's problems are amazing. Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, nanotechnology, advances in science, medicine, and healthcare, to name a few. You will also have developed the technology and knowledge to explore and hopefully populate other planets in the universe. Equally important is your mind's education, focused on teamwork, problem solving, and hard work. It makes you some of the best equipped people on the planet to help find sustainable solutions to these problems. One of the key attributes you have to help incorporate the third metric into solving these problems is that you Generation Zers and millennials have the desire to change the world and make a societal difference. This is unlike my generation, which was primarily focused on self-achievement and making money. Something else you should all recognize as you go into the world is how lucky you are. Yes, you can take pride in your accomplishments, but also recognize the part luck has played. Firstly, being born in the United States, or if, like me, being born elsewhere with the ability and resources to attend mines. You all took statistics, figure out the odds. One of 7.7 billion people on this planet, you are one of 327 million living in the US. Also, one of less than 80,000 per year that graduate with a STEM education from a prestigious university. And let's not forget you're having parents, loved ones, and faculty that nurtured you and provided the environment that allow you to succeed and graduate from mines. That's winning the lottery, and don't ever forget it. What I will also tell you is that luck does not stop here. You will find as you move along your chosen career path, there will be people who mentor and help you. Seek them out and embrace their advice and counsel. You will find a lot of them will be fellow Mines alumni who have gone before you. I believed I worked hard to achieve whatever success that has come my way, but I didn't make the bit of me that works hard any more than I made the bit of me that spent too much hours in Coors and the Ace High instead of studying. Understanding that you cannot truly take sole credit for your successes, nor truly blame others for your failures, this will humble you and make you more empathetic and compassionate. I've referred many times so far to the third metric. What exactly am I talking about? The best way I can describe it is as humanitarian engineering. This encompasses all aspects of the human condition and how you can incorporate them into solutions for the problems described earlier. Solutions will need to incorporate all sorts of societal concerns and environmental issues. Equally as important and challenging is how do you design the solutions so that our capitalistic and entrepreneurial system is also sustainable. What an exciting time you live in, to be going out into the world to solve these problems as the world enters the fourth industrial revolution. I'm very envious of you. Lastly, one piece of advice I would like to pass on to you. Keep in touch with your friends and acquaintances you have made during your time at Mines. This includes faculty and classmates. When you get to your 50th anniversary and look back, you'll be surprised what a joy and help that they have brought to you. I promised you I'd keep this speech short, so we will go on with your graduation ceremonies. Congratulations to you all. Take time to smell the roses and celebrate with your loved ones and friends. Carpe diem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. That was great. And we should also thank Mary for loaning you to us here today. So she's watching us somewhere, so we'll make sure that's recorded on the video. Anyway, let's see. Okay, now I'm going to invite Mr. Tom Jordan. I'll let him take a sip of water first. To the podium. Tom is the chair of our Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees, and he's going to help give out a very special award here this morning.
Thank you, President Johnson. On occasion, the Board of Trustees recognizes exceptional contributions of a Mines faculty member through the presentation of the Board of Trustees Outstanding Faculty Award. Today is such an occasion. This award recognizes a faculty member who has made a significant positive impact on student learning with special emphasis on teaching outside the classroom. The Board of Trustees is pleased to present the Outstanding Faculty Award to Dr. Tracy Gardner. Dr. Gardner, please join me at the podium. I knew you were at this one. Dr. Tracy Gardner embodies the unique characteristics that we look for in Minds faculty members. Her outstanding efforts in the classroom are closely matched by her efforts outside the classroom to engage students and build stronger Minds community. Dr. Gardner is an excellent and caring teacher, receives outstanding student evaluations, provides frontline support for students, and has been fundamental in the Chemical and Biological Engineering Department's redesign of the core curriculum. Dr. Gardner also developed the department's Engineering Ambassadors program, which gives students greater voice in the department and promotes positivity and collaborative problem solving. She spoke passionately to students, faculty, and staff at this past fall's gathering for World Suicide Prevention Day, presenting strategies for faculty to best support students. Even after students transition to alumni, Dr. Gardner is involved in keeping them connected to campus. In chemical and biological engineering, she has helped with outreach for alumni involvement in senior design projects, and on the campus level, she is heavily involved in alumni relations through fundraising. The Minds Board of Trustees is honored and proud to present to Dr. Gardner the Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees Outstanding Faculty Award. Congratulations, Tracy.
So Tracy was on the search committee that brought me to Minds, and I remember her asking me in one of the interviews if I was going to teach here when I came here to Minds, and I said, of course, I said yes. And then as soon as I got here, she made sure she signed me up to co-teach a course with her right after I got here, and so I got to know her through that. She is a fantastic teacher, cares a lot about the students. Some of you who graduate a little quicker than others may have heard her convocation speech. She has a famous Dr. Seuss-like rendition of a Welcome to Minds thing. So we're pretty lucky to have here at the university. And I guess I should ask, do we have any chemies out there? They haven't woken up yet. We'll give them a little bit of chance. They're going to have to wake up pretty soon anyway. So any chemies out there? All right, okay. All right. I would now like to invite Captain Brian Hotchkiss, oh, poor Blaster down, of United States Army to introduce our graduates who earned commissions in the United States Air Force and United States Army during the course of their studies. Minds was one of the first 4 colleges in the U.S. to establish a Reserve Officer Training Corps, or ROTC program. Our first graduating class was commissioned in 1921, and our history of graduating exceptional students in a military leadership position continues today. Please welcome Captain Hotchkiss to the podium.
Good morning. It's both an honor and a privilege for me to recognize today's ROTC graduates and share in this truly wonderful occasion. Colorado School of Mines has graduated over 2,500 commissioned officers since the inception of ROTC in the early 1900s. Today, we express our gratitude to these exceptionally professional students as they have chosen a path to serve our nation as officers in the United States military. The graduating cadets today are wearing black and gold cords signifying their successful completion of ROTC. Over the next few days, 5 Colorado School of Mines baccalaureate recipients will take their oath, the next step in becoming second lieutenants. They will be commissioned into the United States Air Force or the United States Army. I wish to extend our sincere appreciation to the cadets' parents and family for the support and encouragement you have provided while your students studied at the Colorado School of Mines. We sincerely thank the faculty and staff at the Colorado School of Mines for their mentorship and guidance you provided as these students pursued their commission while earning their degrees in applied mathematics, computer science, mechanical, civil, and environmental engineering. Cadets, as I announce your name, please stand and remain standing until I have announced all names. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would be so kind to please hold your applause until all cadets have been announced. Cadet Parker Bolstead, Environmental Engineering, will enter the United States Army as a military intelligence officer. Cadet Justin Dollar, Civil Engineering, will enter the United States Air Force as a civil engineer officer. Cadet Andrew McLean, Mechanical Engineering, will enter the Washington State National Guard as an ordnance officer. And Cadet Ira Wyand, Mechanical Engineering, will enter the Colorado National Guard as a military intelligence officer. And Cadet Jeremy Wynn, Civil Engineering, will enter the United States Army as an infantry officer. Jeremy has also been selected as the most outstanding graduating cadet and awarded a ceremonial saber, officer saber, on behalf of the Colorado School of Mines ROTC department. Congratulations and best wishes to each of you. Thank you.
Okay, let's see, we're 50 minutes in, so that means the students are itching to get up because that's the normal length of their courses. So they'll be ready. We try to time this just right because it's just like 10 o'clock, which is the time they're normally waking up, and 50 minutes in, so they're used to popping up out of their seats to do something and rush to classes. So we're moving on to that part where you really came here for, which is to see them cross the stage. You'll get to see them up on the big screen. Parents, it's another opportunity for you to get all choked up and cry. Friends and loved ones, it's a chance for you to scream and cheer. And as they cross the stage, they'll be greeted by their department head, the provost, and anyone else here on stage who wants to shake hands. Tim, you're certainly invited to join us in the lineup here if you'd like to. In case there's any question, while the graduates are supposed to maintain some air of formality, the audience is invited to be loud and creative in their expressions of congratulations. If you're up there in the seats, feel free to stomp, and you can practice right now if you want to. That's pretty good, okay. Should we do a warm-up clap? Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Those of you who want to warm up your vocal cords, we want to do a warm-up scream. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Just thought I'd mention that Provost Holtz and I keep track of which degree programs are most enthusiastically supportive of their fellow students. He does some sort of academic transcript adjustment afterwards. I know this ceremony, it's because it's his first ceremony, it might be like a 0.3 GPA bump or something. I don't know. At least he says. So anyway, please be supportive of your classmates as well. As the first students have already lined up, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge those students who are graduating with honors and distinction this morning. So if you're graduating with academic honors, well, I'll read off the 3 categories, and if you could sort of stand and go ahead and stay standing, and then we'll clap for all of them. But if you're graduating with honors at the level cum laude, please stand. Okay, all right. Now we'll add to them the group that's graduating magna cum laude. And now to that group, we will add the group which is officially known as the Brainiac category, the summa cum laude honors recipients. Stand up. Okay. And then stay standing. So also we'd like to add to this group students. We have students in the audience who have won special awards from their department programs, being recognized as outstanding graduates or special categories of award winners. We also have students who are graduating from McBride Honors Program, and people have some cords and things hanging around their necks to designate those. So all of you who basically are graduating with some of these distinctions, any of these distinctions, please stand, and then we're going to do a big round of applause for all of you that are standing. So, anybody else? Hop up. That's it. Good. And then you can go ahead and sit. Thanks. And one last thing before we get started. Graduates, you're going to obviously come from this side of the stage to this side. When you get over there, you're going to get your photo taken. You're going to be handled a couple of gifts from alumni. And I think Mrs. J might be over there too. And one of those is the Prospector Yearbook, which, thanks to Blue Key and generous financial support from some donors, has come back to life after about a 30-year hiatus. So I'd also like to give a round of applause to our Blue Key Honor Society members and the alumni donors who've made that possible. So with that in mind, let's go.
In mining engineering, Dr. Jamal Rostani, Department Head. Tyler Atchison. Randy Haley. Thomas Sneller. In civil and environmental engineering, Dr. Terry Hogue, Department Head. Christopher Corona. Justin Dollar. Ari Fernandez. James Hawthorne. Colum Marshall. Alexander Moreland. Jeremy Nguyen. Nicole Rooney. Spencer Schrant. Grant Stewart. Erica Stromerson. Gabriel Taylor. Austin Toussaint. Alice Wilbur. Emily Bedinger. Parker Bolstad. Jessica Karras. Mary Mass. Abigail Paul. Emily Townsend. Samuel Waxlax. In metallurgical and materials engineering, Dr. Angus A. Rocket, Department Head. Dalton Garrett. Chandler Glass. Jack Kleekamp. Cameron Mayberry. Caitlin Nagel. Brett Probst. Robert Perling. Bryson Wilcox. In electrical engineering, Dr. Peter Owen, Department Head. Jake Abeta. Tarek Al-Gamdi. Megan Anderson. Jaren Arbach. Alexi Durgach. Jordan Green. Robert Hayes. Songcheng Liu. Daniel McElroy. John Paul Meyer. John Norton. Emily Novotny. Ruben Rivera. Andrew Soderberg. Benjamin Thompson. Alex Valenzuela. Michelle Visconti. Cherokee Wise. Lundy Wire. Edward Yee. Christopher York. Kemper Young. Robert Zampino. In Geology and Geological Engineering, Dr. Wendy Borson, Department Head. B.S. Adebrata. Kensley Sparks. In Chemical and Biological Engineering, Dr. Anuj Chauhan, Department Head. Kelsey Ayers Mulcahy. Carlene Boyning. Taylor Carroll. Zachary Serrani. Andrew Cope. Lauren Dempsey. Ashley Doring. Brandon Flugie. Theophilus Frimpong. Megan Graff. Michaela Hostetler. Joshua Jackson. Taylor Johnson. Sky Kim. Elena Mathis. Jay McDonald. Jonathan Newcomb. Megan Pierce. Sarah Rusta. Jasmine Sammy. Jacob Schuler. Gina Shaji. Patrick Sharp. Michael Schoenberger. Farid Shukri. Brittany Sloop. Reagan Stump. Brian Vockel. Michael Warren. Jacob Wilkinson. Jason Yu. Giselle Zamora Chavez.
Inedika Maestas.
In mechanical engineering, Dr. John Berger, Department Head. Benjamin Arledge Bottlinger. Kristen Baker. Victoria Bennett. Sean Berry. Alexander Blanchard. Kevin Billings. Eric Bond. Corbin Cargill. Sean Cash. Joshua Odom. Chase Clayton. Jennifer Compton. Tyler Cooney. Cooper Cordero. Charles Cortad. Mystic Curry. Gabriella Emery. Justin Erickson. Joshua Esty. Amanda Echeverry. Brendan Farmer. Sean Fenig. Tyler Fenton. Benjamin Ferreira. Keegan Gallagher. Chase Ganem. Michael Gump. Benjamin Hamill. Shona Hansen. Bradley Harger. Oliver Heatwall. Jason Hoggard. Peter Hunt. Jeremy Ingalls. Rebecca Jewell. Dawson Johnson. Patrick Keene. Jeffrey Keating. Taylor Keller. Harrison Coe. James Kohlschmidt. Kaylin Keene. Shanice Kurz. Dong Lee. Tyler Lee. Caitlin Leiker. Kylie Liddell. Ryan Mabey. Ian McWithy. Mitchell Magdaleno. Avery Mansfield. Adam Marcinkowski. Nicholas Martinez. Andrew McLean. Dylan McLean. Jordan McGrath. Taylor McRae. Jennifer Menson. Jacob Moran. Spencer Morgan. Thomas Nortman. Sean Odell. Gretchen Olhausen. Eric Perez. Jacob Perotek. Albert Prukop. Dominique Rivera. Jonathan Rivera. Sefri Roybal. Dustin Sally. Alexander Samerchuk. Peyton Sanders. George Sandoval. Andrew Schmidt. Aaron Siu. Riley Stein. Brockton Sterling. Max Sweeney. Peter Tenzer. Cody Ulestad. Benjamin Volkman. Connor Weddle. Ezekiel Young. Ryan Zamora.
Zachary Sheldon.
In Petroleum Engineering, Dr. Jennifer Miskimmons, Department Head. Alan Berry. Izul Subar. In Geophysics, Dr. Paul Sava, Department Head. Sanil Paras Javeri. Amabel Teka. Anacleto Mandela Vunja. Xiaoyu Zhu. In Applied Mathematics and Statistics, Dr. Gregory E. Fasthauer, Department Head. Shannon Bride. Cameron Bridges. Jade Thompson. James Wilcox. In Chemistry, Dr. Thomas Jeanette, Department Head. Casey Harmon. Kendall Hawkins. In Physics, Dr. Uwe Greifa, Department Head. Kelsey Merchant. George Smith. In computer science, Dr. Tracy K. Camp, department head. Amelia Attiles. Alec Boyd. Ryan Buck. Matthew Bussing. Sebastian Cabral. Dylan Cole. James DeBlock. Vladimir Dominguez. Krista Dunlap. Frank Enciso. Andrea Golden Lasher. Cameron Graff. Heidi Hufford. Michelle Hulongbayan. Brian Kelly. Trevor Kerr. Jensen Crone. Hannah Lee. Michael Lessart. Alexis Ludeman. Kieran Manili. Ghazi Mohammed Mahbub Morshed. Alexander Michael. Joshua Nachtigall. Stephen New. Jordan Newport. Daniel Personius. Rachel Phipps. Connor Price. Kyle Strayer. Damona Wade. Samuel Warfield. David Werlin.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break here in the program to give some attention to the next student who's going to walk across the stage. So we do something, doesn't happen very often, but when it does, we do this. We traditionally give a gift to the first student to graduate from a program. So today we've got the first graduate from our new Engineering Design and Society program. And the faculty in the program came up with the gift. And I'm going to ask the department head, Dr. Dean Newswood, to help me with this. They made sure it was going to be large enough to always remember. So Nicole Wen is the first graduate from this program. It's a poster. Of course, it's mine. It has to have an equation on it. But the poster has a number of parts to it. Each part of the poster tells a story, including a quote from Leonardo da Vinci that references the intersection of technology with human possibilities, and an equation that represents the infinite potential of our students' innovative spirit, as well as the power of designers achieving more with less. So congratulations, Nicole, for being the first ever graduate from Engineering Design Society program.
Nicole Nguyen.
All right, the next few graduates that cross the stage also have a remarkable distinction, and that is each of them have accomplished something not many do here at Mines. They've earned 2 bachelor's degrees in their time here. And so we'll hear about each of their degrees as they cross the stage. So, Rick.
Derek Fondulis. Jeffrey Stenerson.
Okay, now the last group that crossed the stage, you'll notice they have some pretty fancy hardware on. The bling designates the fact that they are the outstanding graduating seniors from each of their programs. The faculty and staff choose the recipient from each program, and it's usually a combination of academic performance, engagement in the department, and other things that they do to contribute to the university. Each of the outstanding graduates is wearing a medal, as I've mentioned. They received it yesterday at an awards ceremony, and we want to recognize them today for all their hard work and this great accomplishment. They're going to be introduced, they'll come on stage, they'll shake hands, then they're going to kind of line up here together for a group photo, so don't run off the stage before we do the photo part. And I think this is the bonus part of the Provost Holtz's determination of the program with the best cheering. Yep. And so we encourage the students from each program to cheer for their outstanding graduate. I think you do normalize it based on the number of graduates here today. Okay. So anyway, let's be sure to give a great round of applause for the outstanding graduating seniors from each of the programs.
Michael Cafrancesco. Caleb Doughton. William Konishi. Melissa Dangler. John Weens. Gavin Young. Ira Wyan. Sarah Moravitz. Mika Jarvella. Lindsay Neild. Lorena Loving.
You gonna do? All right, let's give these outstanding seniors one more round of applause. Okay, while Provost Holtz is calculating the scores on which program gets the GPA boost, we're going to have a welcome to the Alumni Association, and for that, I'm going to invite Ms. Patty Starzer, who's a Mines alumni spouse and parent, and a member of the Board of Trustees, to welcome our newest graduates in the Mines alumni community. And I know we have at least one graduate in this group who is a Starzer Scholarship recipient. So anyway, please join me in welcoming Ms. Patty Starzer to the podium.
Thank you, President Johnson. It truly is my honor to stand before you today. and congratulate our hardworking graduates. Today, you leave Mines as beneficiaries of a world-class education, one that has prepared you well for what comes next. You've graduated from one of the most rigorous engineering and science universities in the world. I hope you take great pride and joy in this accomplishment. Your Mines education has given you the means to not only solve problems, but to innovate. You came here from every point on the globe to learn, to build, and to create together. You found common opportunity here, and that gives me great hope for our global future. Yesterday, you were members of a select group, students of the Colorado School of Mines. Today, you become members of a very loyal and valuable group, the Colorado School of Mines alumni. At this time, I'd like to ask all the alumni in the audience to please stand for a moment and be recognized. Thank you. To our newest alumni, I want you to know that around the world, you'll find other Mines alumni like these here today who know what you're made of. I hope that you and your families will join us in celebrating your new alumni status at a reception in your honor in the grand ballrooms of the Student Center. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Let's see. Oh, you want the short ending or the quick ending? Okay. All right, we'll skip a few pages here then. All right. We have, let's see. I'll skip that part too. Do one thing first. So we have done, before each commencement, we do invite graduates to decorate their mortar boards. And so I wanted to mention the winners of the mortar board decorating contest. And let me check my phone. Okay, so if those of you, I'll read off, there's gonna be 3 winners. I'm gonna read your names if you could stand up so that the people with the prizes can find you. We'll do that. So first, Emily Townsend. Townie. All right. Second, Michael Warren. All right. And third is our very own Parker Bolstad. Yeah. I'm not sure if it had something to do with sitting on that side of the room, but there's a strong correlation. Anyway, okay, so we've done that part. Now we have to make your degrees official. And to do that, I'm going to need a little bit of help. So I'm going to need Provost Rick Holtz. I'm going to need Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees Chairman Tom Jordan. And we have to read some magic language that makes us all official. This is Rick's first time, so no pressure, but don't screw it up or else we have to do the whole ceremony all over again. Okay. So we're going to do that. But let's see, we're missing one other thing. Oh, what is it? Oh, yeah. We need a student volunteer to help with this part too. So I'm going to call on our student trustee, Hansel, to why don't you pick one of the students to come join us? Willie? Okay, Willie, get up here. That was like the coolest way up on stage ever. Willie, would you like to share with the audience what your peers voted you?
Oh, yeah. So I got most likely to never use my major again, or my degree, so that's great.
You have a very important role. You have to be the holder of the sacred. lightsaber. Okay, Rick?
All right. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees, please rise. President Johnson, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that the Bachelor of Science degree be conferred upon these candidates. The candidates who are unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
Good job so far. Thank you, Provost Holtz. Chairman Jordan, I present to the Board of Trustees these candidates. Each has been recommended by the faculty to receive his or her degree. I concur with the faculty, and it is my honor to present these candidates for your acceptance.
President Johnson, by action of the Board of Trustees of the Colorado School of Mines taken on December 9, 2019, I direct you to award these candidates the degrees which they have earned, and may the force be with them.
This is the coolest part of being president, is reading the last words. So, upon recommendation of the outstanding faculty of the Colorado School of Mines, and by authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Science in the designated curriculum with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I congratulate you on this outstanding accomplishment. You can now move your tassel from the right to the left if you haven't already done so. Congratulations. Okay, stay standing, because we're almost done. Willie, you can choose to stay here with a lightsaber or go hang out with your... Stay. Okay, so it's time for the grand finale. For this, I'm going to need the help of our graduating varsity student athletes. So if all of you could come up and kind of line up in front of the stage. You know who you are. You've got these really cool blue and silver cords on. About 4 years ago, the student athlete, oh, come on up. We'll take a few of you up here too, sure. They'll shoot me later for this, but go ahead. They have special cords. The obligation when they asked if they could have these special cords for graduation was that they would always help us with the grand finale with a graduation ceremony. So most of you probably weren't even here when that obligation was made, but you're gonna do it. This is a pretty remarkable group of student athletes. I just want to read to you some of their accomplishments. So we have 26 student athletes graduating this morning. 23 of the 26 have been members of RMAC championship teams. Many of them have been members of multiple RMAC championship teams, and a lot of them, go ahead and hold them up, are wearing some pretty nice bling on their fingers from that. They get pretty nice rings, yep. They discovered crossing the stage that it's really hard to shake hands when you're wearing that many rings on your fingers, but they are pretty cool. 23 have competed on teams that have earned NCAA championship tournament berths. That's another great accomplishment. We have 3 All-Americans in the group, and I'll ask them to raise their hands. So Cam Mayberry, Grant Stewart, and mortarboard decorating winner Emily Townsend. And we have one academic All-American in the group, Jeff Keating. Jeff, you raise your hands? Yep. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So why don't we have audience, everybody stands up for this part. All right, good. Okay, so what's going to happen is the athletes are going to help lead us in the fight song. We invite them up because this is the only group of students that really knows it, since they sing it at the end of every one of their competitions. Now, we have to calibrate a little bit. It can't be football speed, because otherwise we'd be done in like 8 seconds. But, so you'll have to pick something in between, and you can decide. I'm going to ask our 2 President's Senior Scholar athletes who received their awards yesterday for those designations. That's Grant Stewart and Mickey Hostetler. Raise your hands. So I'm going to put you 2 in charge of this group, okay? So you'll figure out, I'll let you work on that while I tell everybody else what they're going to do. So they're going to lead us in the fight song. When the fight song is over, for the audience, this is your last chance to really send out your love and congratulations for this group of students. So if you're in the bleachers, you know what to do by now. Yep. If you're kind of in the middle zone, you know what to do. Yep, okay. All right. The way this works is while you're making the noise, Dr. Smois, who's our president of our faculty senate, he actually gets to decide when the ceremony ends. And it ends when he closes the De Re Metallica. Now, he's only going to close it when he thinks you're making enough noise. So, and he's a little hard of hearing, so I just let you know about, make sure you get to a point where he can hear you. When he closes the book, graduates, this is a great time if you want to throw your hats in the air. Makes a great photo that shows up on the web page, so we'll make sure we get the good photo shot while we're doing that. At that point, some music is going to kick in really loud, over there in the sound booth, really loud, and the platform party is going to escape. While the platform party is escaping, I'm going to ask everybody to sort of stand still, because I need them for this afternoon, and if they get mixed in with the audience, I always lose 1 or 2. And I particularly can't lose the trustees. It's never good when your bosses get lost. So if you could hang on till we get out the doors, and then at that point, you're free to mingle, leave, find each other. As Patty mentioned, we have a reception for you outside and in the ballrooms. So that's a great place to meet each other over there. And I hope you have just a great time taking photos. And once again, thanks to the audience for coming out today. You've been great. Congratulations one more time to our graduates. You've been fantastic in your time here. We love you. We want to see you back. Grant, Mickey, are we ready, do you think? Okay, so once again, everybody, congratulations. Go War Diggers, and it's over to the athletes.
that blue sky. Please tell us why.